Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Friday Sews, and if you're not familiar with Friday Sews, it's just a weekly catch-up where I chat about what I've done this week in sewing and any other crafty things that I've done. And so first of all, my knitting. I am loving my knitting. I find it so soothing and relaxing. I just love sitting in front of the TV, knitting away. I'm feeling just like my grandma, just loving it, loving life when I'm knitting. And I haven't got very far, I don't think, but then I suppose it depends on, I'm assuming that, this is something that you just take your time doing, knitting, and there's no rush, is there really, to get it finished. So I did say I probably wouldn't get it finished till Christmas, but I actually think I might get it finished before then. So I'll show you what I've got done, and if you have to imagine that that is the neck, and then you're coming down towards the shoulder. And this is such a cool pattern because of the way it's made. You are essentially knitting the whole cardigan all the way down from the neck down. So it's a raglan sleeve, and then you have to put these markers in so that you can then create this lovely pattern which will separate the front panel from the sleeve and then the back panel. I just think it's so clever. So I've got to knit obviously a lot more till I get something that's going to sit, obviously a full cardigan. But I love, love, love doing it. Now again, I think that the wool or the yarn I've used is a little bit, well, it's a bit wrong. It's very, very stiff. It's very sturdy, this cardigan. So it's definitely going to be a winter one. Although to be fair, the weather that we're having here in the UK, it's probably going to be a summer one. Yeah, and it's not perfect, so I won't hold it too close to the camera so you can see all the dodgy stitching. But, I did have to unravel, and I did say I didn't want to have to unravel, and I did have to unravel a few times because I did make a pretty bad mess of it. I think it's when I get distracted, or there's something good on the TV, I'd suddenly start knitting and not looking what I was doing and then make a mistake. So I have had to unravel a few times, but only a small amount, and I'm loving it. Yeah, and I have even purchased some other wool so I can make another, and I have got other knitting needles that I'm casting on with that one now, so I'll show you the wool. It's a beautiful red colour. It's actually coming up really red on the camera. It's a deep, lovely deep red, and I thought that would be a nice summer one to wear. I'm going to make the cropped version for that one because this cardigan comes in a kind of cropped, short-sleeved cardigan. If you've seen the pictures last week, I showed you. But I'm going to make this one into a long sleeve. So I'm going to extend the sleeves and make this long, whereas I'm going to make this one into a short sleeve for the summer. And that's a much finer wool, and I think will be a more delicate, summery version of the same thing. But yeah, got that ready to go. And then my shirt, well, not my shirt, the shirt I'm making for my husband. Now I did cut out the back piece. Well, actually, I stupidly cut out all the pieces. I cut out the collar, the sleeves, and I don't understand why I did that, because I didn't need those bits in the twirl. And as soon as I got to doing the back piece and the front pieces and the yoke, I realised I didn't need those other pieces, because as soon as I made it, I knew I'm probably going to have to make another one. So I wanted to take out the pleats that were in the back of this back panel. This pattern has two pleats, so one either side, and my husband didn't want those pleats. So I tried to find a YouTube tutorial of how to eliminate pleats out of a back shirt, or any garment really that has a yoke, and I just couldn't find anything. I could not find anything at all. So I literally had to make this up, and all I did was just basically slashed through. I don't know if you can see how I've done this. I've kind of just slashed through here, cut through it, and then drew a line that went all the way through. So I made this sure that this line was in line with the fold line, and then I've just cut all the way through, and then I basically pleated I measured where the points were for this and put it on a piece of fabric, scrap fabric, and pleated it over and measured how much is taken up by that pleat, and then literally measured that onto this piece of paper and then overlapped it. And then I've had to redraw this armhole, the arm cycle here. I didn't really know if that's going to affect this arm piece here because it was coming in quite a lot as opposed to what it was before. So I thought, I'm not sure that this is going to work, but I had to make it up. I couldn't find anything that would give me any advice on this. So if anyone knows of any tutorials of how to eliminate a back pleat, that would be fabulous. Anyway, I cut this out in the fabric with the yoke piece and the two front panels, and I've used this cotton poly mix fabric that I bought from Pound Fabrics, and I've stitched it together. And I thought it was a very strange way of stitching this as well. It's got a funny sort of a funny angle on it. So that's the back. That's the back panel here. This is the yoke. And at first, when I eliminated that amount of fabric, I don't think I took out enough, because you can see I've had to ease that in quite a lot. Now I don't know whether that's going to be noticeable when I do it in the linen look fabric, but I think I may need to reduce that down a little bit more so it's more level. But that was just to make sure that those side seams were matching. So I didn't think I took out enough. I'm a bit confused as to why that's not worked. And there, I stitched it in, got my husband to put it on, and it was so super tight across the back here through the arm cycle. It was just like taut, and I was trying to get these points of the armpit or the arm hole where the seam meets down the side seams. I was trying to squeeze that together, and it was really like tight, really forcing it. So I think I'm going to have to redo it in a size large. This was a medium, so I'm going to have to do a large. I assume it may be to do with the fact that if I'd have kept those back pleats in, it would have fitted. I don't know. Or, you know, is he just too broad across that part of his back here? And I don't know. So I'm going to give it another go. I'm going to make another one. I didn't bother really making it too quickly because when my husband's back at work in the weekdays, he doesn't really have time in the evenings to be trying things on. The gyms have opened, so he's literally at the gym every night. He's obsessed with the gym suddenly because of the fact that he's had such a long time off from the gym. So he's been at the gym every night. And so by the time he gets in, we've had dinner, and there's no point in me trying to get him to force to put something on. So yeah, I'm going to do that this weekend and get another one of those cut. I will just give that a go again with taking out that pleat and redrawing the arm cycle. Yeah, it was a difficult one. I'm going to try the large anyway and see what happens with that. And then what else have I been doing? Not really that much, to be honest. Oh, I just want to say as well, thank you to the lovely ladies who have been in touch with me to give me the instructions for the Sade blouse. So very much appreciated. I've started that now, so I've got that drawn out, traced out, and I'm about to do all the adjustments I need to do. I need to shorten the bodice, shorten the sleeves because it's quite long. I don't think it will be fitting for me as it is, so I need to do those adjustments. And I'm a little bit cautious about using that fabric straight away, the double gauze. I'm thinking of making a 12 first just to test it. Because it looks quite a simple blouse, I think I might have time to just do, I think it's worth just doing a little twirl of that just to make sure that the sleeve length and the bodice length are going to be okay. So thank you to you lovely ladies who gave me the opportunity to have those instructions. That's fantastic, thank you. And to the lovely comments I've had about the alternative for the coat that I had, the Chloe coat from Sew Over It, that pattern I purchased last week. I've had some lovely messages about vegan wool. Fantastic. Thank you so very much for that, because I didn't know it existed. So that's brilliant. There's, I think, a few places that sell this vegan wool. Minerva was one, Fabric Godmother was another. So obviously if you're interested and you wanted that vegan wool, I think it's just mainly 100% polyester. And I've been told that they're good quality still. So And there was another comment about some other fabric, which was, I think it's pronounced boucle. I think it's boucle anyway. And again, a fantastic fabric, which I think I'm going to purchase for a coat pattern. I've got tons of coat patterns. I just think that coat patterns are quite involved. So a lot of the time I think, I'm not really in the headspace to make a coat. So well, they will get made at some point, but not maybe yet. So yeah, thanks ever so much for those. That's fantastic. Really, really appreciative. And what else? I found in my humongous bag of scraps. I got tons and tons and tons of scrap fabric in a huge bag, actually a couple of bags. I hate throwing them away. I don't want to throw them away and put them in landfill. I have in the past given them to H&M. So H&M here in the UK, you may have it in other, H&M I think is in other countries as well. I think you may have it in the US and Europe. And they will accept scraps of your fabric and old clothes, etc. and they recycle them. I went in and asked the one day and said, look, I make clothes, I have a lot of scrap fabric, would you accept them? They were like, yes, that's fine, that's fantastic. And then they give you a voucher. They give you like a £5 voucher off, you know, whatever it is you're buying for. I think it's for £20. If you pay £20, they'll give you £5 off or something, which is worth it. So if you did want to get rid of your scraps in a nice way, in a good way, you know that's going to be recycled for, I think they say they either recycle it for other clothes, or they will see if the clothes are still wearable, that they can still be like used in other ways. So yeah, I think that's a nice way. But I'm keeping my scraps because, like many other people, I'm going to try and give that closet core poof a go at some point. And I mean, you know, this bag I have, this bag of scraps is enormous. So I'm hoping that I think I've got enough now, but you never know. It might be that I've just got to keep pushing more scraps in. Well, to be fair, I'm glad if pushing more scraps in because I've got tons. And then I've said to my dad, maybe Dad, one day you might be getting a poof. Once my poof is full, you're going to get a poof. So yeah. And what else? Yeah, anyway, I was looking through my bags of scraps, and sometimes I have clothes that I don't want to get rid of and I think that I can repurpose or reuse. I found that I had a pair of jeans. Now I got these jeans, I think from Primark, and I didn't wear them very often because they were just, I think, I can't really remember why, but I bought a size, I think they were a size, no, these ones were a size 8, but they're enormous. And every time I put them on, they would lose their shape so quickly, and I just looked like I was wearing a sack, basically. I looked awful in them. So I found these jeans, and I had a little light bulb moment. Recently, Sew Over It, or Lisa Comfort, did a lunchtime sews, I think it is. She has it on Instagram where she does a lunchtime sew, and it's just a very short little snippet of her doing something, and she did a denim skirt made out of an old pair of jeans. So I thought that these would be perfect because I actually really like the colour of these jeans. I love an indigo kind of blue colour. So I thought maybe in a denim skirt it would work. Because in a skirt I'm more likely to get more wear of them. I just didn't want to throw them away or send them to the charity shop. I just knew there would be a purpose for them. I'm so glad I kept them. So I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to give that the denim skirt a go and see what happens. So yeah, and I think that's pretty much it today. I haven't got much going on as to other sewing. I've been a little bit tied up with work at the moment. I've got a lot going on work-wise. From next week, we are allowed to go back into a class situation. So I have been trying to organise my life and try and get my life back on track and get classes going again, which can be quite stressful, can be quite challenging when you're trying to manage people. And in the nicest possible way, people don't really sort of see the urgency in things in the way that you see. And obviously I've been trying to email people, get messages to people, try and get them to give me information, and it's always a little bit more challenging to get the information out of them that you want in the time that you need it. So I've been doing this now for the past month or two, knowing that this is going to happen. I'm still none the wiser. I still have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just hoping and pinning my hopes on that when it gets to the time that I'm going to start doing these classes, which I've said I'm going to start from June, that it's going to be a success. So yeah, I've been a bit sort of, my head's been mixed up in all of that, trying to, yeah, sort my life out basically. Sort my life out. Because I mean, for the past year, I have not really had any money coming in, which has been very challenging. And I know that this has been the case for lots of people throughout this lockdown. Lots of people have lost their jobs, have not been earning as much as they would like to, and it has been an incredibly tough time. But you know, I've just been keep going. I'm hugely grateful for having everything that I have: my husband, my house, support of my friends. You know, I'm grateful every morning. I wake up every morning and I thank everything I could possibly thank to all the things I have. So, you know, life isn't awful, but you know, it's been challenging. It's been tough. Changing in everything has been one of those things. So anyway, me rambling on has now come to an end. I don't want to bore you anymore with that. Yes, so if I think of anything else, I will add it on to this video, but I think that's probably it. Hopefully next week I'm going to have that Sade blouse made, and I really want to get some beautiful dresses made, even though I know that the weather's been so rubbish. I'm feeling a dress pattern coming on. I really want to make a dress. So yeah, and then I will get on with this shirt as well. So yeah, thanks ever so much for watching. Have an amazing weekend, whatever you do, and take care of yourselves. And thank you also for the subscribers. The new subscribers I've had is amazing. Thank you so very much. I'm just over the moon. I'm bowled over. I didn't even think I'd get to 100. I'm so appreciative of everybody's comments, and I always will try and respond to you. I know a few times that I've seen that it's been a message and then I've lost it and I can't find it again. So sorry if I don't get back to you, or I've missed you at any point. I do try and will respond to you as quick as I possibly can. And yeah, I just want to say thank you, because you know, this has kept me going throughout these past months, and now we are coming out of lockdown. I feel probably a little bit more apprehensive than I have been, and you have basically, you know, given me a feeling of hope, I suppose, a feeling that you know, there's something positive out there, and I felt welcomed, I suppose, is the main thing that I'd like to say, that I felt welcomed by you all, and I'm so appreciative. You know, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I'm just massively grateful. So I'm going to get emotional. But yeah, so anyway, it's the end of me chatting along, or chatting. Yeah, I just want to say thanks, and if you wanted to subscribe, then please do subscribe. If you like the video, then please like, and you know, I won't bang on about subscribing too much, because I think you know your own minds, and if you want to subscribe, you will subscribe, and if you don't, you don't. So yeah, and I hope you all have an amazing weekend, whatever you do, and that life is going smoothly for you, and you know, there's not too many challenges or upheavals going on for you at the moment. Yeah, and I send you all so much love and light as always. Thank you. Bye.